Your metabolism is lying to you. Not slowing down the way your gym teacher described. Not burning fewer calories because you skipped leg day. It is doing something far more calculated, far more biological, and far more invisible than that. A landmark study out of the University of Michigan found that two people eating the exact identical diet can have dramatically different fat storage outcomes, and the deciding factor had nothing to do with willpower or portion size. If you have ever watched the number on the scale climb while your fork stayed still, this is the video you have been waiting for. In the next few minutes, I will break down the hidden hormonal trigger behind unexplained weight gain, the three biological systems quietly working against you, and the specific signals your body is sending that most people completely ignore. If this sounds like something your body needs to hear, hit subscribe. One button. It costs you nothing and could change everything. Here is the core mechanism you need to understand before anything else makes sense. Think of your fat cells like a hotel. When the hotel is well managed, guests check in and check out at a healthy rate. Revenue flows, rooms turn over, everything stays efficient. Now imagine the front desk manager starts accepting reservations around the clock, stops processing checkouts, and locks guests in their rooms indefinitely. The hotel fills up fast. That manager has a name. It is called insulin. And when your biology keeps insulin elevated for long enough, your fat cells stop releasing energy and start hoarding it. This is not a moral failure. It is a hormonal instruction. And once you understand that weight is a messaging problem, not a calorie problem, everything changes. The first hidden driver is something researchers call hyperinsulinemia, and your doctor may never have mentioned it to you. This is the condition where your blood insulin stays chronically elevated, even between meals, even overnight, even when you are technically fasting. Your pancreas is not broken, it is overworked. Years of eating foods that spike blood sugar rapidly have trained your pancreas to release larger and larger pulses of insulin to compensate. Over time, your cells start tuning out the signal, a process called insulin resistance. So your pancreas pumps out even more. More insulin means more fat storage instructions reaching your adipose tissue. More instructions mean more fat locked away. And here is the biological irony that will make you want to sit down. Your body can be simultaneously starving for energy and gaining fat because the energy is there, locked inside your cells, but the insulin signal is blocking the key. You feel exhausted. You crave sugar. You eat a little more. The cycle tightens. You gain weight without eating more because the problem was never how much. It was what your hormones were told to do with it. The second player in this system is cortisol, and this is where it gets almost darkly funny. Cortisol is your stress hormone, the biological equivalent of a fire alarm. When your nervous system perceives a threat, cortisol surges through your bloodstream and tells your liver to dump glucose into your blood immediately. Great if you are running from a predator. Catastrophic if your predator is a passive-aggressive email at 11 at night. Because every cortisol spike triggers an insulin response. Your liver floods your blood with glucose whether you ate or not. Your pancreas responds with insulin, and your fat cells receive the same storage signal they would get from a full meal. This is why chronic stress is one of the most underestimated causes of unexplained weight. Research published in the journal Obesity Reviews found that sustained psychological stress is directly associated with increased visceral fat accumulation, the deep abdominal fat wrapped around your organs that standard scales cannot even detect. You are not imagining the connection between your worst months and your waistband. Your biology was writing that story in real time. But cortisol has another trick, and this one is arguably more sinister. It directly targets an enzyme called lipoprotein lipase, which acts as a gatekeeper for your fat cells. Cortisol upregulates this enzyme in abdominal fat specifically, meaning your belly fat becomes biologically better at capturing circulating fat from your blood than fat anywhere else on your body. This is not random fat distribution. This is cortisol directing the storage traffic, routing incoming energy straight to your midsection with almost surgical precision. Every strength has a weakness, and cortisol's strength is keeping you alive under pressure. Its weakness is that it cannot tell the difference between a bear and a deadline. The third mechanism is the one almost nobody talks about, and that is your gut microbiome's role in caloric extraction. Inside your digestive tract live trillions of microorganisms, and research from the Washington University School of Medicine showed something extraordinary. Individuals with a higher ratio of a bacterial family called Firmicutes to Bacteroidetes extract significantly more calories from the exact same food than individuals with the opposite ratio. Meaning two people can sit down to the same plate of food and one of them absorbs measurably more energy than the other, not because they chewed more, because their biology processes it more completely. This is not a fringe theory. It has been replicated in human and animal studies, and it helps explain why identical twin studies show different fat storage outcomes even under controlled dietary conditions. Your gut is not just digesting food. It is deciding how much of that food becomes you. And here is where it connects back to weight gain without extra eating. Certain microbial populations produce short-chain fatty acids that influence insulin sensitivity, appetite hormone signaling through GLP-1 and peptide YY, and even the permeability of your intestinal lining. A disrupted microbiome does not just change how food is absorbed, it changes the hormonal conversation happening between your gut and your brain, pushing appetite signals toward hunger and satiety signals toward silence. You eat the same amount. Your gut extracts more. Your hunger hormones stay elevated, and your brain never gets the memo that you are full. So what do you actually do? First, prioritize stabilizing your blood sugar across the day, not just at meals. Eating protein and healthy fat before any carbohydrate source slows the glucose spike and reduces the insulin demand your pancreas faces. Second, treat sleep as a metabolic tool, not a lifestyle luxury. Sleep deprivation raises cortisol and suppresses leptin, the hormone that signals fullness, by measurable amounts after even 2 nights of poor sleep. Third, watch your meal timing. Research increasingly supports the idea that eating within a consistent daily window, even a generous one of 10 to 12 hours, helps your body lower baseline insulin and improve fat release overnight. Fourth, tell your doctor you want a fasting insulin test, not just a fasting glucose test. Glucose can look normal for years while insulin is already elevated and driving silent fat storage. Fifth, add fermented foods or fiber diversity to your diet gradually. Shifting your microbial balance takes months, not days. But even small shifts in Bacteroidetes populations have been associated with improved metabolic outcomes. Your body is not betraying you. It is following instructions. And those instructions come from hormones, microbes, stress signals, and sleep patterns that you have more influence over than any calorie counter has ever given you credit for. Weight is not arithmetic. It is biology. And biology responds to information, not punishment. The number on your scale is not a verdict. It is a message. Learn to read it. Your genetics loaded the starting conditions. Your daily signals pull the trigger. Drop a comment below telling me how long you have been gaining weight without changing your diet. You might be surprised how many people are reading the same message their body is sending. And if nobody in your life has told you this yet, subscribe, because on this channel, your biology always gets the last word. Your biology always gets the last word.